Okay, so I'm going to show you how I vectorize or digitize my lettering. So I did this lettering piece, and in the process I decided, oh, I want to add the entire verse, and when I did I ran out of room, so I put the rest on the side. What I'm going to show you is how I clean this up and then take it into Illustrator. So right now we're in Photoshop. Once I open my image up in Photoshop, I go ahead and I click on Control L or Command L if you're on a Mac. And I then click on this white eyedropper, and I click on my page on white, and it brightens it up, as you can see. Next thing, I go ahead and I click on the black eyedropper and then click on black on my lettering, and it darkens everything. Okay, one thing I want to just note is that if I were to take this piece into Illustrator right now, these pieces right here that are a little bit dark, a little dreary, they would go into Illustrator and they would show up when I try to digitize it or vectorize it. So what I want to try to do is brighten these sides up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is this is how I do it. I'm not necessarily saying this is the complete right way to do it, but I like to get this tool right here, which is like like a lasso tool, and I kind of just grab the corners I want to work with. Oh, I gotta do that again. Alright, and then I go to Image, Adjustment, Brightness, and I kind of bump it up a little bit to kind of get rid of that red. Alright, so then select and then deselect. And then I try to come over here and do the same a little bit. And the reason I don't do it on the entire lettering piece is because if I do, then it brightens up the black a little too much, and I don't want to do that. So that's why I'm just doing these little areas here. Again, this is my process, not necessarily the 100% correct way to do it. Once I do that, what I want to do is I want to select what I want to take into Illustrator. So what I'm going to do is just kind of, oops, how did I do that? Let's undo that. I'm going to go ahead and select what I want and then Control C, or you can go up here and do Edit, Copy. I'm then going to go ahead and take it into Illustrator, and I'm going to do Control V. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the anchor point, click on Shift, and I'm dragging it to make it smaller. So hold Anchor, Shift, and then pull it down. I'm going to get it to fit on my page here. Okay, so here's my page. Here's my lettering. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Image Trace, and let's see here. Alright, so here's Image Trace. The way you can get there if it's not already on your screen is you go to Window, and then you click on Image Trace, and then it should show up here, the little dialog box here. So we have default. What I like to do is click on black and white logo. And once you do that, you can see that it really cleans it up. It looks really good. Alright. The next thing you would want to do is you can mess around with these little things here. There's threshold. Pixels darker than threshold value are converted to black, so you can make less or more. I generally up the threshold whenever I have, if I have things like this or really light lines, I will bump it to make it a little more darker, more connected looking. So you can bump it up a little. If you click on Advanced, also, the least amount of paths, the better when you're working on something that you're wanting to vectorize. And then corners, the noise, ignore white. I generally click on ignore white, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Okie doke, so I've done all that, and I'm going to go ahead and click on expand, and then I'm going to click on ungroup. Alright. Alright, so now that I have that looking like that, what I want to do is I want to grab this, I'm going to group it, because this was the piece that didn't fit earlier, remember? And so, oh, actually what I need to do first is move this up a little bit. So let me grab this, group it, and then take it up just a little bit. There we go. Right now I can grab this, and then I can grab the anchor, or not the anchor, sorry, the little corner here, and like twist it around here. Alright, so there it is, right where it's supposed to be. So now this is where you can kind of move things around a little bit and fix them a little bit. What I'm probably going to do here is make this come down a little bit. Oh, that's grouped. I forgot. Ungroup it. So I'm going to grab the C, the R, try to bring them down a little bit. Somehow they got a little off when I lettered them. The C, bring it down a little bit. So it's all kind of messing around with it, but this is the fun part of, you know, working with Illustrator is you can move things around, you can clean things up. There is a tool on here called the smooth tool that you can use to smooth edges out if you like. And it's always fun to do that. But overall, I mean, I like it. I mean, I don't want to mess it up too much, but this is kind of a basic way I go about digitizing my work in Illustrator. I don't do it for all my pieces. If I have a piece that I like how I lettered it and I take a really good picture with great lighting, then I really don't take it into Illustrator. But sometimes if I have a piece like this where I ran out of space or it's just a little too dark on the background, I need to brighten it up, I'll bring it into Photoshop and then Illustrator. But this is pretty much it. So this is kind of the process I do. Again, there's more technical things you can do. Like I said, there's a smooth tool that if you, let's see here. Right here, where is it? Here's the smooth tool. Click on that, click on smooth. What you would do is you click on that. See all those little points there? That's way too many anchor points. So you want to really get rid of it. So the smooth tool, what you do is you click on it, go over those anchor points. And what it does is see how it minimizes them. It takes away. And it's supposed to make your letters a little more smoother looking. So you can do that with any of your things just to kind of clean it up. But again, this was just a really quick process to show you. I'm so hoping I can get an iPad Pro soon. I'm going to save up for that. But for now, this is kind of what I'm doing. And I hope that this was helpful to you. Again, you can actually get I believe it's a 30-day trial of Illustrator or Photoshop on the Adobe website to try it out to see if you like it. And they do have some it's a monthly subscription cost to get it. They do have deals for students if you're a student, so you might want to look into that. All right, so anyways, I hope that was helpful, and I will talk to you guys soon.